Hello everyone, and welcome to this video tutorial. We're going to be looking at Introduction to Graphic Design using CorelDRAW 12. What is graphic design? Graphic design is the process of creating visual content to communicate information, ideas, or messages. Instead of using only words, graphic design uses text, graphic, colors, and images to communicate information, ideas, or messages. Anytime you use or you see a flyer, a poster, banner, logo, ID card, or social media design, graphic design was actually involved. So areas where graphic design is used. Graphic design is used in many areas including advertising, printing, branding, education, business promotion, and online marketing. For example, schools use graphic design for banners and ID cards. Businesses use it for logos and flyers. Churches and events use posters and handbills. CorelDRAW is commonly used in printing and advertising businesses. Let's look at these two common terms, vector and raster graphics. There are two major types of graphics. We have the vector graphics and the raster graphics. Vector graphics are made from lines, curves, and shapes, while raster graphics are made from tiny dots called pixels. CorelDRAW is a vector graphic software. This means designs made in CorelDRAW can be enlarged or reduced without losing the quality. That's actually one beautiful thing about CorelDRAW. You know, if you have noticed, when you snap picture with some certain kind of cameras, maybe very low resolution cameras, you see that by the time you want to enlarge or expand or to zoom in the picture, as you zoom in, you discover that the picture becomes more blurred. You begin to see them as dots, square dots. These square dots are actually pixels. But when you design a graphic with CorelDRAW, no matter how much you zoom in, the picture doesn't change in quality. So you can design a graphic for just a common ID card. The same common ID card can be printed as a poster or can even be printed as a billboard, and yet the quality will not be changed. That's because CorelDRAW is a vector graphic, while your cameras are usually raster graphics. That is why some low resolution cameras, when using to snap images, you discover that when you enlarge them, they become not as sharp as when they are not enlarged. So this is why CorelDRAW is preferred for logos, banners, and large print designs. Yes, apart from CorelDRAW, there are other graphic design softwares. So before we focus on CorelDRAW, it is important to note that there are many graphic design software packages. Each one has its purpose. We have Adobe Photoshop. It's mainly used for photo editing and raster graphics. Adobe Illustrator is used for vector graphics, similar to CorelDRAW. Canva is an online graphic design tool used for quick designs. CorelDRAW is widely used for vector graphic design, especially in printing and advertising. So in this tutorial, I will focus on CorelDRAW 12. It is simple, powerful, and suitable for learning professional graphic design fundamentals. So what is CorelDRAW 12? CorelDRAW is a vector-based graphic design software used for creating designs such as logos, flyers, banners, posters, ID cards, and business cards. In CorelDRAW, everything you create is called an object. Shapes are objects. Text is an object. Images too are objects. So let's look at the basic CorelDRAW environment. When you open CorelDRAW 12, you will see different parts of the workspace. We have the menu bar where commands like save, open, export are found. We have the toolbox where drawing tools are located. We have the property bar which changes depending on what you select. If you select a particular toolbox object, the property bar changes to that object you selected. So the property bar is dynamic. It's dependent on the particular object you selected. It will bring out the properties of that particular object. Then we have the drawing page. That is a white space which serves as a working area in CorelDRAW. Then we have the color palette used to apply colors on your objects. Take note, important tip, when you want to color an object, you know objects have edges and they also have the main body of the object. So when you select an object and you get to the color palette, if you left click, it means you are doing a fill color. That means you are coloring the body of the object. But if you right click on any color, it means you are coloring the edges or the outline of that color. So it's an important tip. When you want to color, if you left click, you are coloring the body of the object, but if you right click, you are coloring the edges or the outline of the object. So it is time to go into practice. So let's go to CorelDRAW environment and see some of these things we have just discussed. So let me go now and locate CorelDRAW. Locate CorelDRAW. So this is the suite. I'll look for CorelDRAW 12. There are other apps that come with the CorelDRAW suite, but what you are going for is CorelDRAW 12. You click on it and it will load. You click on new. You click on new to open a new document that you want to work on. So this is where to click first. So here is the environment. So let's just go through the environment. We have the menu bar. At the top is the menu bar. It contains your file tab or your file menu, your edit menu, your view menu, your layout menu, arrange menu, effects, and so on and so forth. So that's the menu bar at the top. Then below the menu bar is the property bar. This is the property bar, which I tell you changes depending on the object you select. So this is the property bar. Then we have this is what we call the drawing page. This is drawing page where you place your object, where you create your graphics. So anything you want to print, you can draw anywhere, but anything that you want to print must be placed inside this drawing page. Otherwise, it will not be seen when you want to print. Then on the right hand side is the color pane. So make sure that it is what we call the CMYK palette. That's the default anyway, the CMYK palette. Then this is the color pane. From here you select your colors. Then also if you look at the property bar, you can select the paper size. Like now, this paper size that is selected for us by default is the letter paper size. So if you want to go for your normal printing paper, which is A4, you select it. So when you select it, that changes also. Then you can either make it portrait or make it landscape. This is landscape depending on the shape of the work you are doing. Either it is landscape or it is graphic. So you can also measure in millimeters, or you can choose to measure in inches. You can also measure in centimeters. So if you are working, so if you want to measure in centimeters, you change it and all that. This is your property windows. Then on the left hand side is what we call the toolbox. This is the toolbox. The toolbox is where we select the different tools that you'll be working with in your work. So we're going to look at this toolbox a little, and some of the objects in the toolbox. We have the pick tool. This is the pick tool. If you just place your mouse on top of the object, you will see the name. This is the pick tool. The pick tool is used to select objects, to move them, to resize them, to rotate them, and arrange them. It is the most important tool in CorelDRAW. If you are confused, always return to pick tool. Maybe you selected any of these tools and you don't know what to do next. You go back and select the pick tool so that particular tool you selected will be dropped. So this is the shape tool. The shape tool is used to edit shapes by adjusting their nodes. It is used for reshaping objects. It's used for reshaping objects. Then we also have this is the zoom. If you want to use it to either increase your view or to reduce your view. Then we have the freehand tool, also to draw freehand lines and curves. You want to draw lines according to, maybe you don't want it to be straight, you want to determine the shape by yourself. Use the freehand tools to do that. Then we have the smart drawing tools also. We have the rectangle tools you use to draw rectangular shapes or block shapes. Use it to draw squares, rectangles. Then this is the ellipsis tool, or the ellipse tool, used for drawing circles and ovals. If you are using it, if you want to draw a perfect circle, if you hold if you hold a control key, you get a perfect shape out of it. Then we have the basic shapes. From here you can insert basic shapes, different shapes that you may not be able to draw on your own. You can get basic shapes. Then this is the text tool for typing, used to type and edit text in CorelDRAW. We also have the interactive blend tool, we have the eyedropper tool, we have the outline tool, we have the fill tool for filling colors, we also have the interactive fill tool also for filling colors and all the rest of them. So these are some of the tools we are going to be working with in CorelDRAW. So as we use them, we will be able to look at how each of these tools works. As we use them, we're going to see how each of them work. So let's just do a little practice, just a little practice. Let's just see how things work. Let's just draw a shape. Just draw a shape, rectangle shape. So, have our shape. When you select an object from the toolbox, that object remains the default icon. So as long as I have not dropped it, anything I do, it is this object that is still available. So if I want to pick another tool, I have to either pick the particular tool, maybe the ellipsis tool. I select, just like that. If I want to draw a perfect circle, I will hold the control key. It will be a perfect circle. It will be a perfect circle. When you are drawing and you hold, when you are drawing and you hold the control key, you draw a perfect circle. So if you want to pick, you have to go back and drop, click on pick tool, so that you can now select each of these elements. because if you don't select the pick tool, you will not be able to select each of these elements. So then we can also color them. Like I told you, if you left click, you are filling the body. You are filling the body. If you right click, you are filling the edge. If you look very well, the edge of this, let me zoom it so that you will see the edge. You can see the edge of this particular image is yellow. If I right click again, the color will change. Let me right click to maybe orange. If I right click on this, if I left click, the color changes. So you see that when you right click, you are coloring the edge. When you left click, you are coloring the body of the object. So I can zoom out to reduce it so that I will see what I'm doing. So I think this is just an introductory part to just familiarize you with the interface of the CorelDRAW, especially CorelDRAW 12, which we are working with. After you are done, assuming you are done with your work, the next thing you should do is to save your work. Go to File, Save, and make sure that you are saving it as .cdr. .cdr means CorelDRAW file. So make sure you save it as .cdr. So we'll call it demo 1. For the demo 1, you specify where you want it to be saved. You can select, but if you're okay being on just my documents, you click on save. So we are just done with this first class. In our next class, we are going to be diving deeper into CorelDRAW. But today I just wanted to show you what CorelDRAW is, what the environment looks like, your toolbars, and how to just use them to draw and then to do one or two movements, and also of course how to color your object. So in our next video, we're going to dive deeper into CorelDRAW. Thank you so much. God bless you.